The gentleman coming up right now, from what I understand, he lives in La Conchita, Brad J., and he's the mayor of La Conchita. Is that correct?
That is definitely not correct. Mike Bell would be the self-proclaimed mayor of La Conchita.
Well, what can we do to change that?
I think we need a vote first. I think we're going to need to have a vote first.
Okay. How many people can move into La Conchita in the next few hours? You were on the court host announcer for the LA Clippers from 2003 to 2013. What was that like?
You know, it was an amazing experience, first off, because my first year, playing youth basketball as a kid, I didn't score one basket. And for a kid to actually come back a second year and play basketball and not score a basket his first year, that goes a lot to how much I love basketball. So as a kid, that was something I always wanted to do. But I went a different direction, but getting to work for the Clippers was a pretty amazing experience, being at Staples Center. Not only you're on the court, so you're getting to meet all the heroes, the past heroes, the future heroes, the guys that are doing it at that time. So being part of that and seeing that, I mean, when there was openings on the camera, well, I could sit basically below the basket and watch these guys dunk the whole time. So it was an amazing experience. And I'll never forget being a part of that.
Brad, you've been a DJ, Santa Barbara DJ of the Year in 97 and 98. You've done baseball, you've done surfing, you've done one-on-one basketball on Alcatraz, no less. Play-by-play basketball, did 6 Olympic Games, including the recent Tokyo Olympics. Nihongo akarimasu ka? Zenzen wakaranai? Okay, you didn't learn the language. When do you sleep? Do you have a favorite story about, I don't care about when you sleep, but do you have a favorite story about one of those events?
Well, I'll just go with the NBA story for you. So you take it back to 2003, I was hired as the DJ for the Los Angeles Dodgers and also the backup announcer. So I was working for the Dodgers, and then the Clippers had got a hold of me and said, hey, we'd like to try you out and have you come on out and be our on-court announcer. And I'm just thinking, great. First of all, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what happened to the other on-court announcer. So I really didn't think much of it. They invited me out to do the game. I'm out there ready to do the game. I think it was 2004 or 2003, whatever season was. And I'm about ready to go on court and do hosting a shoot-off between 2 Clipper fans, right? So I'm about ready to go, and I just feel like, I'm gonna ask the question to the person who's like my producer. I go, what happened to the last guy that was the announcer? I go, do you really wanna know? Oh, well, yeah, tell me what happened to the guy. Well, last year, he came out, and he went to do a promotion on court during a timeout break, and as soon as he went out there and said who he was, the crowd started booing him, throwing things, and got out of control to where they pulled him off the court, and it wouldn't work. So they're like, I don't know why they're booing you. Maybe it's the way you're delivering your name or something. I don't know. So then another timeout came, and it was his turn to go again. He went out there, booed again. They pulled him off court, and they gave him his walking papers that day and said, it's not going to work out. And that's it. And so the Clippers did not use another announcer, on-court announcer besides the PA announcer, the rest of the season. So here it was a year later, I come into the mix, and they tell me this right before I'm about ready to go on court to try and entertain the Clipper fans. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sweating at this point, going, they're going to boo me off the court. NBA fans can be tough. They definitely can be tough in the stadium. So I'm thinking to myself, this is it. I'm going to get booed. I'm going to look like a jerk. I'm going to be kicked out, and this will be a one-day job. But the good news is the Clippers started doing good in the game, which is pretty rare at that point. And so they're doing good, so I'm thinking to myself, I need to take the crowd's attention off me. And so what I'll do is I'll go out there and say, hey, make some noise for your Los Angeles Clippers. And so I practiced that before I went and did it. And I went out there, and they go, timeout break, Brad, go on court, do it. And I go, all right, Clipper fans, make some noise for your team, your Los Angeles Clippers. The crowd starts going crazy because the team was doing good. And then I just quickly, hey, it's time for the Staples Center shootout where you have 2 fans. And I'm just hoping, please don't boo, please don't boo, please don't boo. And I got through it, and the fans did not boo me at all. So the promotion went well. The next promotion came up. Clippers were still doing good. I did the exact same thing. And then there you go. That was the start of an 11-year career with the Clippers.
You're a legend. Thanks for that.
And for me, being out here in Carpinteria, I volunteered and coached Carpinteria Little League Baseball. My kid's been in junior lifeguards. My son played youth basketball here as well. And so being 20 years in La Conchita, Carpinteria is so important to be part of this and be out here talking about the experiences I've done with basketball. I couldn't be any more happier than being out here right now.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for doing all you do in this community, you know, from K-Tide to covering the Olympics to doing all that you do. I wish we had like another couple of hours to chat it up, but you'll have to buy me a cup of coffee or an adult beverage someday. Congratulations on your induction into the Court of Champions, Brad. Really happy for you.
One more thing. Pick was talking about Clippers making bad moves, right? And how they always made bad moves. I just want to say, when it came down to me ending my career with them, they called me up and said, Brad, we want you to do every single game this year. And if you can't do every single game this year, then we're going to have to hire someone else. And I was doing Olympics and stuff by then. So I told them, I'm sorry, you know, I'd love to be able to do every game, but I can't. And they go, well, we're going to let you go, and we're going to have someone else do it. And I said, okay, well, I'll train him. I won't charge you. We'll teach him the right way. They go, no, we got it. That guy lasted about another game and was fired. And it's like, that was another decision. They could have kept me on the team and had me do it. And there's another bad decision from those Los Angeles Clippers, and I'm taking the shirt off after this. Thank you all, guys.
Well done, Brad. You and I have something in common. We were fired by the Clippers. You lasted a lot longer than I did, though. I didn't make it through training camp. Kevin Kenny.